Hello there! I'm Scotty. You're not. Well, go down. Jesus Christ, it's like pulling teeth. What? And now it's too much. Got that. Just give me enough. I'm trying to get it. I adjust that every time I do these videos. Okay. Welcome back to the Wrestling Corner, where we talk all things wrestling. And well, we have another WWE pay-per-view premium live event in the books. And once again, Scotty is not happy. Now, Big LT, he told me, hey, Scotty, you probably going to get pissed at this. Well, I'm not pissed for the reason that he thought I was going to be pissed. I'm pissed because WWE seems to be making every wrong decision on the road to WrestleMania. This year's WrestleMania is going to suck, and you're not changing my mind on that. I'm not excited for anything they're going to put on. Even the matches that were set up by this. I'm really not. Because we'll talk about it. One of them is a year too late. You should have done it last year. And then the other one, whatever. But I was already kind of whatever about this card because when I went to do my predictions, my friend Brandon and I, we do predictions. You know, we do the predictions here, right? So I went to look at the card, and I realized there was not one single title match on the card. That is unacceptable. This is a pay-per-view, premium live event. You need this one title match. Not one. 4 matches, not one title. You have 2 Elimination Chamber matches, which I know are necessary. 1 unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn that should have been at WrestleMania. And a no-nonsensical women's tag match that only serves to get Trish Stratus on the card because they're in Toronto. I mean, pay-per-views are supposed to be where the big matches happen. You know? And really, the Elimination Chamber thing, we're going back to way back with Vince McMahon, where we're only having an Elimination Chamber because that's what the pay-per-view is called. Not because we need to have these matches. No. Compound that with the whole Rock thing. The Rock, he came out unscheduled on SmackDown, so the writers had to figure out something for him to say. And so Cody, I want your soul. But then they didn't explain what that meant, so everyone was going, what the fuck do you mean you want his soul? What does that mean? Apparently they explained that he wants him to sell out. But they didn't explain it on the show. He said, I want your soul, and you have to Elimination Chamber to answer me. What, he's Undertaker? Are you Shang Tsung? Your soul is mine. What are you going to do, suck it out of him? Are we going back to My Rise with the female My Rise with the soul sucker? Payback? What is this? And then the big thing at the end that happened. By the way, social media is killing surprises because I was not able to watch this live because I got to see my son this weekend, so I was not home for that. And you can say, well, Scotty, stay off of social media. That's not the problem. I wasn't going on social media. Notifications were popping up from WWE saying, blank, 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 blank. I'm like, seriously? Because when the first thing happened in the first match, blank, blank does blank, blank. And I'm like, thanks for spoiling that. And then after the end, blank does this. Thanks for spoiling that. Why does everything... Why do they have to spoil everything in the headline of the tweets? Why not shock return at opening of women's... shock return during women's Elimination Chamber match. Shocking moment at the end of tonight's show. They have to put the spoiler in the headline. That's bullshit. And while I'm on this, I had a bit of a rant with people online who do wrestling news, don't put WWE champion injured when it's not the WWE champion. Because there was one thing, WWE champion is injured, and it was talking about one of the participants in the NXT Women's North American title unification match that shouldn't be happening. But they explain, I won't say which one, I'm not going to spoil it, because I care. But one of those women are injured. But the headlines that I'm seeing for these on these channels to get clicks are WWE champion injured. So people are going to see that and go, oh my God, what happened to Cody? And then be disappointed when it's just one of the women in that match. It was like, why did you title it that? Now they do, I will say that once you watch the video, they say a champion in WWE is injured. But that's not what your title of the video said. You're just trying to get clicks and you should stop. Don't do it like that. Anyway. So yeah, I was not excited about this at all. It's a bump. This is, there's a speed bump. There's, this is like a little tiny bump on the road to WrestleMania where it's just like, none of the matches that I'm looking at really excite me. Like, Jey Uso versus Gunther, no thank you. I've seen it. That's not a WrestleMania match. It's not. And I'm not backing from my stance that they only had Jey Uso win because they knew that Charlotte winning was so obvious they needed to throw us for a loop, and they did. But then they didn't even have him pick right away because they didn't even know what they were going to do. Which is why all these people trying to point to the signs of what was going to happen at the end of the show are all wrong because they pulled this out of their ass. And I'll explain. I will when we get to it. But anyway, my throat's starting to hurt. I need to get a drink. Our first match is the Women's Elimination Chamber match. It is Liv Morgan, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Roxanne Perez, and one other person. I don't remember who it was. I don't have it down. Dude, why do you always call me when I'm busy? My friend Eric, he called me twice when I was at my mom's, and now here, as soon as I start doing this video, he calls me. Why is it always when I'm busy? What was this sixth participant? It was... Hold on. I'm going to look on here. We'll go into Internet Explorer quick and we'll look. It's there. It's this little swirl thing. Marks up Edge. My throat is already hurting from talking so much. Walking Tall soundtrack. Why was I looking that up? I don't know. So, Elimination. It's under Elimination Chamber Toronto. I don't do that shit. I put the year. I'm not putting the country it's from. Sorry. What is a country? Really? You can't go all the way to... Because you can't minimize or maximize these. Okay, here we go. So it's Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. So Alexa, Bayley, Bianca, and Roxanne all went into the pods. And it's down to Liv Morgan and Naomi. And before they even get... This is so poorly done. I mean, part of it was really good. But they could have done this a different way. It just... Because before they can shut the door, Jade Cargill's music goes off. She comes in. And I called it because I saw this this clip because the thing pops up. Jade Cargill returns. Thanks for spoiling Twitter. So I clicked it. I'm like, fine, whatever. And it goes in, and she gets all mad, and she's going, and what I noticed this time when I was watching it, Liv Morgan says, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But before I even saw her do that, when I first watched the clip, because it's on my phone, so, and I had the sound off. So she goes in, and I'm like, she's going to hit Naomi. She's going to hit Naomi. And she does. She looks, she's going to hit Liv, and she hits Naomi. And then Bianca's the best part of this, because she's like, oh, what are you doing? She's pounding on her plexiglass or whatever it's called. And she's, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. You know, like, why are you doing it? And that's what I don't like, is because you do it this way, we don't get any explanation right away. They never went to an interview with her, never got an explanation, nothing. I don't think she was even at the post-show thing that they do, that they're copying AEW. Those things now that they do because they're copying AEW because they did it. No, seriously. AEW is doing it, and then WWE said, okay, we're going to do those too. It's the only reason why they're doing them. Otherwise, there's no reason for them. The press conference things. And I don't think there's anything on there. That's why I don't like this, because if you did this, say, do the title match, right, where like Liv and Raquel won the titles, then Jade Cargill comes out, looks like she's going to come after them, but attacks Naomi. And then there's like a push apart, and then one of them gets a mic, well, what are you doing? And she says, she's the one that attacked me, not them. But here, there's not really an explanation. We kind of put two and two together, but really, it kind of ruins the match in a way, because now it's only a 5-person chamber match instead of a 6, because she injures Naomi to the point where she can't compete anymore. And I thought, so does Jade take her place? No, she just leaves. What? And it makes me think they didn't have anything for Naomi anyway. I don't know. And I've heard people say that, oh, it should be Bianca versus Jade instead of what we're getting at WrestleMania, but no, I don't know. We'll get to it. Like I said, I don't go shot for shot here, but in the end, and I wish WWE really needs to stop doing the kick-out-a-thons. From the finisher-a-thon and kick-out-a-thons, they do it way too much. Like, there was a point during the men's match, I was just like, end the match already. There was points where I was like, how is Seth Rollins still in this? Because he, like, disappears. I was kind of half watching the Oscars at the time, so it's like I'm going back and forth. But, like okay, it's not, because you just see, if you're not paying attention, you see John Cena and CM Punk at the end. Okay, so the last two. Then all of a sudden Seth Rollins is there, and I'm like, what? But yeah. So Bianca Belair wins. So we're getting Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley 1 year too late from when they should have had their match. You know, 1 year after they teased it to us. The same year that they were both on the cover of a WWE 2K video game. Now let's do it a year later when it doesn't make any fucking sense, because that's how we do it. It makes no sense. People are like, this feels like it was thrown together. Probably because it was. I don't know. I wouldn't have had this match because I did it in my last year WrestleMania on my channel. To be honest, I would have had Charlotte challenge Rhea to make it to 3-peat because it's the rubber match. Because Charlotte won the first WrestleMania encounter, Rhea won the second one, so now it's a rubber match. This is it. But no. And you're asking, Scotty, what would you have done for the Women's Championship match? Oh, it's simple. Because the story has been leading to this. It's clearly Nia Jax versus Candice LeRae versus Tiffy for the women's title. That's clearly where it should have ended. But we're ending it in a tag team match for no reason. Speaking of which, yeah, Tiffy and Trish won. I don't care. If anyone who's not Canadian didn't care about this match, it was fine. It was to get Trish out there again, and it was great. Do we need it? No. Was it good? Sure. But it wasn't needed. At all. It was nonsense. In fact, you could have done, if you're not going to do if you're going to do her versus Charlotte at WrestleMania, do the triple threat match now. Where it would make sense. Do it now. Put a title match on the show where there should be at least one title match. Moving on. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match that should have been at WrestleMania. And I say that because neither of the matches that we could have instead interest me. It's going to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, but I don't care. I want to see Sami versus Kevin at WrestleMania. We haven't had that yet. And, they're getting older. And I'm going to be able to do this forever. And if they end up doing it next year, that's 1 year too late. They should have done it this year. Because Kevin Owens won, and then Randy Orton came back. Because he was viciously attacking Sami. And so Randy Orton came back and beat him up and was going to hit him with a pump, but he ran away. So we're building to that. And what does Sami get? Karrion Kross. No thanks. That's not a WrestleMania match. That's a Raw match. That's with a roll-up. Sami Zayn winning. Moving on to a better story. I would be excited for Karrion Kross if they had booked him like he was in NXT. And you think when he's hired back, Triple H is going to do him justice because he's one of his boys. And they haven't done anything. They put him... I'll say now that the final testament is done, maybe they'll push him better because the ALP is gone. I don't know. But neither of those matches interest me at all. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should have been endgame for WrestleMania. I'll tell you what, if they end up not doing the Karrion Kross match and end up, maybe it's a triple threat match. Maybe that could be something. I don't know. So not. Then we got the men's Elimination Chamber match. Let me scroll down here. John Cena versus CM Punk versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul. Why are we still booking him in matches? Then Seth friggin' Rollins. Well, because Prime is the sponsor. That's why. But why is he being booked as a main eventer? The dude is a low mid-carder at best. I mean, the guy started a feud by colliding with another superstar in the Royal Rumble that people for some reason were really excited about, but it was stupid because they just two people jumping off ropes into each other. That's not even whatever. This one, 32 minutes and 46. It felt long. What was the first one? 29:15. So they were both long. And that's another problem. You have all these superstars. You have all these titles. And your shows are only 4 matches long, and 3 of them are almost 30 minutes long. No. So let's see. That's an hour and a half, right? Total. Plus... this is about 12 minutes. That's about 45 minutes. An hour and 45 minutes. Almost 2 hours. But then you got all the bullshit packages that they show. All the bullshit ad stuff. All the bullshit people walking to places for no reason. All the stupid interstitials. And it's almost 3 hours. Because of all that shit. And that's why we could only have 4 or 5 matches. Because of all the extra shit they're forced to put in to sell shit. Y'all remember when it used to be just mentioned in passing? Instead of having to do a whole fucking ad that takes up 5 minutes of time between matches? You just do mention in passing. You know, when you come back from a commercial, you're ready to do a match. Today, SmackDown is brought to you by Castrol GTS High Mileage. And also, WWE SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. And by Truth. You know, the whole thing. 3 sponsors, very quickly done. Moving on to the match. Now, it's most of the show is the fucking advertisements. Hell, they're all over the goddamn ring. We don't need that. That's bullshit. The show needs to be about the competitors in a match and not the stuff they're trying to sell. Okay? This match, I was half watching it because I already knew who was going to win, and I was kind of watching Oscars at the time, so yeah. Well, here, I can tell you who. In the women's elimination chamber match, Naomi was eliminated first because she was unable to compete. Then it was Bayley, then Roxanne, who was my pick. I thought I had no fucking clue who they were going to have win because it felt like a toss-up to me. So I'm just like, Roxanne, why not? They're booking her really good. Why not? Then Alexa Bliss was eliminated by Liv Morgan, and then Liv Morgan was eliminated by Bianca Belair, and she won. So in the men's elimination chamber match, we had Drew McIntyre eliminated first. I missed that. By Damian Priest. Why does he get the rub? And then Damian Priest was eliminated by Logan Paul. Logan Paul was eliminated by CM Punk. Punk then eliminated Seth Rollins, and then Cena won. Very good. Very good. It's emotional, because he's on his last, he's on his retirement tour, so it's emotional. And then they ruined it. So, after Cena wins, he's in the ring, he's celebrating. Cody Rhodes comes out, and they're talking about stuff, and then The Rock's music hits. Travis Scott, for some reason, is out there. I saw the screen. I saw the video of what happened. I'm like, the hell is Travis Scott doing there? Why is he involved in this? And even after watching it, I still don't know why he's out there. Just the rock music hits, Travis Scott comes out with him, and I'm like, why? And I'm sitting here. And The Rock takes forever to get to the... That's another thing. Entrances need to be shorter. God damn it, I'm sick of this shit. Why are they taking forever to get to the ring? If you made entrances shorter, you cut out a lot of the bullshit with the ads, you could fit 2 or 3 more matches in the goddamn show and make the other matches a little bit shorter. Matches could be 10 to 15 minutes apiece, period. You don't need to have these 20-minute matches with 5 match cards. You have how many titles on the main roster right now? 4 women's titles. 4 women's singles titles. Right? 4 men's singles titles. 3 sets of tag titles. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 titles. And only 5 matches per 4 to 5 matches for pay-per-view. That's not going to work. Now, I heard there was a rumor that's probably not true that they were going to go back to doing like brand specific. You could do that now. You could do brand specific pay-per-views because you have all those titles to do it with. And look at this. You do both sets of men's titles, both sets of women's titles. That's 4 matches right there. Then an extra match to throw in there for each brand. And there you go. Right? SmackDown presents Backlash. The WWE titles on the line. United States titles on the line. Women's United States title. The tag titles. You know what I mean? That's what I meant. The tag titles. And then you have 1 extra match. The Miz versus... Damian Priest. I don't know. But you could do so much more with that. And they're not doing anything with the brands right now anyway because they don't care. And what I'm confused about is that, like, they're doing this transfer window. And I'm also hearing that they're still going to do the draft at the normal times. What the hell is the point with the transfer window? I don't know. So The Rock gets in the ring. He's talking. Cody, I can give you anything you want. You have to sell me your soul. And he goes, my soul no longer belongs to me. And the crowd's like, oh. Because it belongs to the people. And I called that right away. And then, no, and it does not belong to you, will never belong to you. And, yeah. So, Then Cena hugs Cody because they're going to have a respectful match, which is what they should have, but they ruin it here. And then John Cena, all the emotion disappears from John Cena's face. And The Rock does this. Why he goes all the way up his face, I don't know. It should just be this. But he goes. Whatever. And Cena kicks Cody in the nuts. And they beat the hell out of him. And this, whatever the hell he was doing, is what people went, oh, he was warning us. He was telling us. He did that. No. This was not planned. This was not planned. All the way back at Bad Blood, it was in no way planned. They pulled it out of their ass because it was reported. The Rock made the announcement he was going to be at SmackDown hours before the show was going to happen. They had nothing planned, and they had to pull that whole "I want your soul" thing out of the ass to give him something else to do, so that people wouldn't be disappointed that all he was doing was announcing WrestleMania. And so, obviously, they went back to some of the stuff they did and go, hey, you did that. Do it again as a signal to Cena. That's why he does it. Because he did it there, but he doesn't do it now because he called it all the way back then. He was warning people. He was telling people back then. No, he's doing it because they remembered he did it and told him to do it again. It wasn't something that was planned all that time ago. No. They pulled this out of their ass. And it ruins his retirement storyline. You ruined it. You blew it. You have John Cena on the last leg of his career. And you make him a heel. This should be a big babyface retirement moment for him. He does not need to be a heel. If you wanted him to turn heel, you should have had him join the Nexus of his own volition. Right? They go after John Cena. They attack him. But then at SummerSlam, guess what? It gets down to him. And it gets down to... it's him and one other person versus maybe Wade Barrett is left. And you think it's over. They got it. And then John Cena turns on him. And he loses. Or John Cena gets eliminated. And you think it's over. Cena gets back in the ring. Oh no, what's it going to do? He's on the Nexus side. If they were going to turn him, that's when they should have turned him. It's his NWO moment. You know? Or maybe Darren Young gets injured and needs someone to, you know, and he turns on him. He's their final member. You know? Now, when he should be the biggest babyface in the world during his retirement tour, you make him a heel. Because The Rock made 2 appearances out of nowhere for no reason other than to put him on the show. So now you have to do something with it. It just makes no sense to me. It doesn't at all. And in my opinion, The Rock shouldn't even be involved in this storyline. If The Rock is not going to wrestle at WrestleMania, which he is not, then he should not be involved in this. The whole thing at the Netflix show, whatever it was, where he came out and he shook hands and he made a piece, that should be it. That's it. I didn't need to see The Rock on my TV anymore. Go make movies. And even the John Cena retirement tour is not making any sense. Because he comes out at SummerSlam last year, makes an announcement that disappears for months. To only then say, I'm coming back for the Royal Rumble match at the Netflix show. Then disappears again. Then shows up in the Royal Rumble match. Then says, I'm going to be in the Elimination Chamber match. Then disappears again. And then comes back. People are saying, oh, this is just his heel persona. No, he's making movies. But the problem is, he should have said, hey, I'm doing my retirement tour in WWE. I need my schedule clear. he should not be going back and forth to making movies if he's on a retirement tour, because then we as wrestling fans are not getting the full experience of a retirement tour from him. It's just, I'm showing up, whatever, I don't have to film, that's it. It's not sincere enough. And they're going to parlay that now into his heel turn. Like, I do what I want to do. I make movies. Yeah, but they're going to do that not because it's part of his heel thing, but because he has to do that because of his double schedule. So it's not because he's heel, it's because of his schedule. But they're going to parlay that into part of his heel turn. He's got to go back to Africa to film another movie, which is also confusing, because that means he won't be there to explain the situation, why he did it. Just, I don't know. So after this, what do we have for WrestleMania now? John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, which was probably going to be the match anyway, and probably one of the only matches I would have had. But now it's ruined because for some reason WWE just can't book face versus face matches. Like, do this out of respect. Cody wants to prove he can beat one of the greatest of all time. Cena wants to do it to prove he can win his 17th title. That's all you needed. You did not need either one of these guys to be heel. But they ruined it. So there it is. We're probably getting Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Don't want it. Should have been Kevin Owens versus Sami at WrestleMania. You blew it here. Whatever. Charlotte versus Tiffy. Don't care for it. My idea for the match isn't the best either, but at least it makes sense with the way the storytelling was when she cashed into Money in the Bank. The obvious finish is the triple threat match to end it all, right? Then you have Rhea versus Bianca 1 year too late. Should have done it last year. Could have put Charlotte against Rhea this year. You know? And I bet to those who weren't spoiled on it. They probably thought that, oh my God, Liv is going to win this and we're going to see another rematch. But then Bianca wins. And those of us were like, what? You mean the match we should have had last year? Okay, sure. What else could there be? I hear there might be talks of a multi-tag team match. I hear there's maybe something for the Intercontinental Championship might be a multiple match. I've heard that some people have turned down matches because of stupid tag matches, and I'm all for that too. Turn it down, because I'm sick of, hey, we're gonna have these 8-man tag matches or 8-women tag matches because we're gonna get all these butts. Well, if you put the Battle Royals on the WrestleMania shows instead of the SmackDown before, then you'd have your multi-man matches. But no. It's on the SmackDown before for some reason. It's not looking good, folks. Not looking good. Mostly because I was kind of hoping that Cody would lose the title this year. Usually that's when they do it now. It's because for some reason the Undisputed title has to be lost at WrestleMania. But now I'm sitting here going, well, what was the point of taking the title off of Roman if you were going to just have the next guy hold it for almost the same amount of time? Like, I'm sick of these long-ass title reigns. In my opinion, every title reign should be about 3 or 4 months tops. You know what I mean? And then let's move. We should have more title reigns than longer title reigns. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. So anyway, what are your thoughts on Elimination Chamber 2025? Not calling it by the stupid subtitle they gave it. Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm this guy, and I'll see you in the next one.